Ain't no running. Let's get it. Hey. I just want to let y'all know, it is about 5:45 in the morning. I'm about to walk to the train station. Got my bag, all my equipment, my backpack, we strapped up. It's raining still, but we gotta catch this train.
Hey guys, this is so cool. Hey, I didn't know you were bringing all this. Look all this. This is so cool. Sheesh. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Plus, it's a half day. Yeah. We're out here at 11:30 today. Very happy it's a half day. Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, we have like usually like 20 kids roughly, I feel like.
I overestimated. I was like, I don't know, 28.
Right, or some come from other advisors because they don't have to take what?
Do kids still pay attention in class or no?
Well, this is a special class, so you won't relate to them.
What?
I'll pay attention to you.
Yeah, they will. But, yeah, I guess like they start talking in between. Hey, this is my brother, Angelo, Sophia. Oh. For advisory, college and career readiness, so he does podcasting and stuff. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Almost obvious.
So he works with like, sorry, you're here, go speak.
Awesome. When did you know?
I didn't. Lizzie texted me last night. She was intrigued her. She called me too. So
That's
amazing.
What do you like to talk about? What topic?
Well, I'm a producer, so I produce podcasts for other people.
Oh, so they talk about it. That's
I make sure it
cool.
gets out there.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
So who's gonna do this today? Two
I was
kids?
gonna ask you volunteers.
Yeah, why not?
And they talk to each other then?
Yeah.
Are you gonna put up a topic?
You know what, we should.
Like school uniforms or
Yeah,
something?
with the baby or
Like
something.
debating?
Yeah.
Down
So
pouches?
before we like combined, I did like a debate with my kids downstairs.
Nice.
So like they already have that background knowledge, like should we have a 4-day school week? Should we have a 5-day school week? Should we week it out?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Or
That's
like taking
cool.
the school lunch. Yeah, we can definitely have topics. Awesome. Is there anything you need on the smart board, like to project or not?
Yeah, should I email you my PowerPoint?
Yeah. I can
This looks really good.
Indeia Scarfone.
I feel like we're working for the government. Get the fuck out of here. I feel like I'm in beautiful minds and we'll see. I gotta get out of here.
And then we all just skid so got it. I'm dead. She thinks he looks like Mahomes. She saw a picture, she goes, he looks like Patrick Mahomes.
Alright. Come on, we gotta go. We late, man. Let's go. So we here at PS 89. I'm gonna teach the kids how to podcast, man. Big Polymaf. Ain't no running. Let's get it. Better not knock down my cameras I set up in there.
Nah, he'll be good. They're not that wild. But they do break glass. They be kicking them to the
Oh man, yo, this is why, man. This is why Morgan Freeman was mad in that movie.
Yeah.
Had to go up all these stairs.
Yeah, we made it.
All these kids that make me mad. I haven't been in school in a minute, I ain't gonna lie.
Here we are. SMD.
I thought that was you. Making the flow flip.
Where are we supposed to be at?
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope nobody dropped anything.
No, we're good. So, boys and girls, as you guys know, in our unit, for advisory, we've been talking about college and career readiness. And I told you guys I'm gonna bring special guests, okay? So, we had my cousin come in 2 weeks ago, or like on Zoom, to talk about what he does in the military. I have my brother here, Angelo, and he is a producer for a podcasting company, okay? So for all you guys who are like, I want to be an influencer, I want to work with YouTube, I want to be a podcaster, well, here you go, okay? So he's just going to talk about what he does for a living, some of the cool things he has seen, and then he's going to let some of you guys try out his equipment, okay? All right?
You ready? What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I said good morning. How y'all doing? Wow, come on. What's up? Hey. I'm Angelo. I'm Mrs. Scarfone's brother. And I produce podcasts. I'm going to tell you how I got into it, what I'm getting out of it, and how I can help y'all. Let's get into it. So I run a podcast network called...
Sorry.
Sisters. I run a podcast network called Polymaf Media. A polymath is like a jack of all trades. It's somebody that can do a little bit of everything. You know, I do graphic design, videography, photography, a little bit of everything. A polymath. Can you guys see the board by any chance? I'm sorry if I'm in the way. So like I said, I'm the founder of the Polymath Podcast Network. Oh yeah, you recognize him? Who's that? Will Smith. So yeah, I do video work. I mean, I met a whole bunch of celebrities in my life, and I love it. Next slide in, Ms. Scarfone. I used to work at Costco. Anybody ever been to Costco before? Yeah, the free samples, right? I used to work in the bakery. I bought a camera and I realized that working in the bakery really wasn't for me. You see me scraping chocolate chips off the floor. I knew I was more creative and more outgoing and more of a people person to be locked in the bakery all day. So, Charlamagne the God, is anybody aware of Charlamagne the God by any chance, the Breakfast Club?
See the God? You guys don't know him?
No? Well, he's a radio personality at Power 105.1, and he wrote a book back in 2018. I was a huge fan of him, so me and my camera went to his book signings. And he did a whole book signing tour. We're going up and down the East Coast. And what I did was I went to all of his book signings and I did a recap video for his book signings. Had all the people coming in, get a video of him signing all the books and all that. And the thing about it is I edited that recap that same night and would give it to him the next morning, because time is everything in this industry. When you're doing media and content, timing is everything, because it will go by and we'll be on to the next subject. So I went to all of his book signings. Oh yeah, Ms. Scarfone, you might go to the next slide? Oh, you got it over there, nice. So this is the first recap I ever shot for Charlamagne that got me in the door, that got me in the building of, with all these celebrities. And mind you, I wasn't by any means a professional at this point. I had just bought a camera for about 2 weeks. I was just testing myself out, and I went and did a video. I had nothing to lose. You can see I put my Instagram name and everything on the back, so when he, at the end of the video, so when he posted it, that people know where they could follow me and check me out for more content. This is how it's going now. You seen I was working at Costco. I got my foot in the building, and I ain't stopped since. Breakfast Club with Charlamagne. Anybody know who Funny Marco is on Instagram by any chance? You will. You would give it a couple years. Nyla Simone, Gay P, personalities and radio hosts and DJs from Power 105.1 and On the Radar Radio. And right here, Marlon Wayans. Anybody know who Marlon Wayans is? Yeah. Y'all will. When you get old, y'all watch Scary Movie 1 and 2. Next slide. So like I said, man, once you get your foot in the door, it's hard to get out. You can go anywhere. Anybody know who this is? Good, you got it. Yeah. Kamala Harris. That's the vice president, y'all.
Vice president.
So I've shot podcasts for Vice President of the United States. I've filmed content for the New York Mets. Anybody know who that is? Chloe Bailey, almost. That's Chloe Bailey, yes. So I also do work for Z100. Like I said, once you get in the door, you can go anywhere. Next. So let's get into it. What is a podcast? Next.
Oh, you didn't want them to answer because they were ready.
Oh, anybody want to give their have an answer for what a podcast is?
What's a podcast?
Go ahead. I see you back there.
I know. Oh, yeah. Louder.
Say so I can hear you.
Interviewing a special person?
Or a person, or you could get to talk about something.
Sure, yeah, it's part of it. Go ahead, next slide. So a podcast is an audio show that you can listen to anywhere, anytime. These are some of my favorite podcasts I listen to. This is The Brilliant Idiots, The Breakfast Club, which is also on the radio on Power 105.1. This past weekend was Theo Vaughn, the feature presentation, which I actually produce. We Need to Talk with Now Simone, and Bully and the Beast podcast with L'Oreal, who actually does the morning show in Atlanta, and my dog Wax. I produce that show as well. Next. So a podcast is actually consisted of 4 different elements. The first element is episodes. So episodes of a podcast is like a chapter in a book or a TV episode. Usually podcasts drop episodes weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. It's literally up to you. And that's the thing about podcasting. There's really no rules. It's your little baby, and you get to curate it and create however you want to. Next. The second element is hosts. Every podcast needs hosts. What's up, man? So the hosts are like the leaders or like the guides of the podcast. They're the one that's going to keep the show flowing. It's their job to share stories, ask questions, tell jokes, and keep the audience and listeners entertained and engaged. Sometimes it's one host, but it could be 2 people, more people. It could be a whole panel, 7 to 8 people. It's literally up to you. Next slide. Third part of the podcast is the guests. The guests actually help make the podcast a little bit more interesting because it's a different insight, different view of things. The guests could be invited for an episode. It should be an expert on something, scientist, musician, a teacher, if you will. Somebody that knows something about something. It would be a great person to be a guest. Basically, people with an interesting story to tell would be a great guest. Next slide, Ms. Scarfone. Was this the 4th one or the third element? I forgot.
4th.
The 4th one is topics. You got to have topics to talk about, or else the episode is going to be dry. Nobody wants a dry episode. You'll fall asleep. So you could talk about anything. Some people talk about history, sports, mysteries, comedy, interviews. You could interview somebody. I'm going to start doing a podcast with my own mom. We're going to start making juices together. Now, you can literally interview anybody you want.
Oh, yeah, our mom, she's like big into juicing like vegetables and fruits and stuff.
You can make content out of anything. Next slide. And so what I do with the Polymaf Media Network, I help podcasts that don't have access to equipment or marketing or editing skills. I help do that for them. I help cross-promote between podcasts. As you can see, I got the Nothing Normal podcast under my network, Real and Uncomfortable, Don't Gotta Explain Myself, and Face the Fact podcast. And all of them help cross-promote each other. So the Face the Fact podcast shouts out the Nothing's Normal podcast, and the Nothing Normal podcast shouts out the Real and Uncomfortable podcast. And everybody follows each other. We all produce our audiences. I also help with advertising and monetizing. I work with iHeartRadio and iHeartMedia, so I'm well connected. The whole point of all of this to create content is to get paid, right? So I help with my connections and reach out to advertisers and big companies that have money, and we use our voice to create an audience, and we generate money because what companies see is they want to get their product out to eyes. And if you're creating content and you have a whole bunch of followers and eyes on you, we want to give you our product so that you could sell our product for us, and they have to pay for that. Also, like I said, I work with Power 105.1 and iHeartRadio, so under the Polymaf Network, it gives credibility and visibility that you're to be taken seriously. Like I said, being a part of a network helps grow your audience, help you make money, and help you collab with other creators. Next slide, please. Podcasts are great for learning new things, entertainment, and storytelling. Like I said, these are the podcasts under the Polymaf Network, which I own. We got the Nothing's Normal podcast, that's Spanx. We got Real and Uncomfortable podcast, my man E-Man, Raven, and C-Tez. We got the Don't Gotta Explain Myself podcast with Dia and my boy Rock, R-R-O-K is how you spell his name, and the Face the Fact podcast. Face the Fact podcast is actually a podcast that's based out of North Carolina that I produce. They reached out to me and said, we need to be a part of the Polymaf Network. How can we be a part? So they're from North Carolina. Shout out to them. Next slide, please. So, like I said, man, I used to work at Costco, and you see me with Will Smith, you see me on all over the place. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take a chance. Don't be afraid to chase your dreams. Don't be afraid to pursue your passions, even if it means to take a risk and stepping out of your comfort zone. Now, when I say taking a risk, I don't mean do anything illegal or nothing. I'll take a risk, I can make it. No. I'm talking about you might have to spend a couple dollars or lose a little bit of sleep to become successful. Don't do anything against the law, all right? Like I said, this is your comfort zone. This is where the magic happens. Don't be afraid to get a little uncomfortable to get comfortable later in life. Next slide. This is all my contact information. I don't know. Y'all have Instagram and stuff? That's crazy.
We have TikTok.
TikTok is great. I got all my information out there. I have a website. This is very important, by the way, when you're creating content. It's just having all social medias. Like I have a website. A lot of people don't even have a website. You know, it's very important and very vital to this industry. I don't think there's another slide, is there?
Nope.
Cool. Now this is my favorite part. Can I get 2 volunteers, please? Boom, I got you. You in there in the back, and you right here. Come on up.
Go on down, Sasha. Perfect candidate.
All right, so this is my podcast setup, all right? I'm gonna have you switch. So I'm gonna have you sit right here, actually. All right, yeah. I'm gonna have you sit right here. I'm gonna have a conversation with you, okay? So. Is it down the table over there? Oh, India, take some behind the scenes for me too, for my story and stuff.
Of course, you got it.
Okay, so right here we have the producer station. You can go ahead and have a seat right here. So the producer station for me consists of literally 3 main elements. Right here we have the switcher, which basically helps switch angles. You guys can't really see, but this is a monitor that has both the cameras on there. So when you press the buttons, 1 and 2, it switches the angles. So you don't have to do any editing at home. All the editing is done live and right here. All right, so let's do a practice real quick. See, we're on that angle right here. Hit number 2. Bow, look at that. He'll go hit back to 1. Boom, back to the main angle. And right here, we have the Rodecaster. This is what the audio is recorded into. You put an SD card in there, which is like a little micro card, and you hit record, and it records everything for you. So that all you have to do is just sync the audio with the footage in post-production and whatever software you use. A lot of people nowadays use a phone. It's crazy. I can't.
I don't got no phone.
Yeah. All right.
I have a question. Is it possible for us to just stand and just take a look at?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Set it up.
If you guys are interested to see what it looks like, just take, like you guys can come up real quick and just take a look. Yeah, take a look. You can look at all the buttons. Yeah, you can get in there real quick. Just don't have anything in there. Yeah. So if you want to take a look at all the buttons, the colors, and like all the.
Yeah, if you want to press the 1 and 2, hit 1 and 2 real quick.
You guys want to check it out? Check it out.
Is that not a song right now?
So basically, that's comes like some sound effects in there.
And also, when you guys look at this equipment, do you have any questions about what anything does? Because listen, I'm a teacher. I don't know what any of this does. Like, I have questions myself about what certain buttons do. So don't be scared to ask questions.
Don't you need a laptop to work that camera?
No, you don't. Luckily, this camera that plugs right into the switcher, so that it's just used for visuals. It's not recording on the camera. Everything's recorded through here. So this is just basically a lens being used.
Are these like beats?
It's sound effects that they use, that it comes with. All right, so we're gonna get started. Have a seat, producer. You're the producer right now.
All right.
You're a host. I'm gonna be your co-host. What should the name of our podcast be? Miss Scarfone's class, episode 1.
Okay.
All right. Let's make sure the microphones are nice and close right up so that we get a good audio. Yeah, slide it up. The whole thing.
Yes.
No, it's not heavy.
Like that?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Wait for the call. I don't know.
So who you see now? Is it the wide angle, this camera right here? So basically, when both of us are talking where I'm talking, have it at this camera. When she starts talking, switch it on this camera. All right? And then when it gets off of her, you can switch it back. All right? Cool. We're going to get started, all right? What's up? We're back with another episode of the Unnamed Podcast for right now. All right? I'm Angelo Scarfone, and I'm here with Alani. And we're going to talk about some school topics. Do you think school should be more than 5 days? Do you think we should have school on Saturdays as well?
Well, I feel like maybe just until like a certain time,
Oh, really? Why do you think we should have school on Saturdays, though?
because to help the kids more out with learning
Yeah.
and what they need help with. Well, we do sometimes, I think. Yeah, I believe we have Saturday school.
You go to school on Saturday?
I didn't get the slip.
Who gets the slip?
Some kids.
Oh man, I think if I was in school now, if I went to school here, I think I would have got a Saturday slip. I need a little extra. My sister's like, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So, seventh grade, right?
Yes.
Seventh grade, man. What do you have any plans for the summer right now?
Summer rising or summer camp going away.
So what's summer rising? What does that mean?
Summer rising is basically, it's inside the school, I believe, and it's like a camp, but you go right back home. It's not going away. It's just like school. Like we have like school in the morning and then after school. It's like basically like that where we go on trips and stuff though.
Sounds fun though. Do you have friends from school that go there, or is it a total different type of group?
I don't know because this year is gonna be a new year because the 8th graders are leaving and we're not gonna have that much people and probably there's gonna be different types of kids and new kids we're gonna meet at school.
Oh, that's awesome. So I feel like every year you make new friends, or for what it's worth, yeah. You have any questions for me you want to ask?
What made you interested in podcasting?
Oh man, so when I first started doing content, I was doing everything. I was shooting music videos, I was shooting weddings, I was doing photography, and when I started working with Charlamagne the God, I got forced almost into helping out with their podcast. And once the people from my neighborhood and from my community started seeing me do podcasts for like the higher ups and for the radio station, they reached out to me to see if I could help them get their podcast started. And that's how I really got into doing podcasts. Yep. So, well, that's gonna wrap up our first episode of Unnamed, Unknown podcast of PS 89 right now. Thank you. I'm Angelo Scarfone, and
Alani, out of here.
And we'll catch you next week. Let's give it up, guys. That was a great job. Perfect, thank you. Can I get 2 more volunteers? Come on up. Did you raise your hand back there? I saw you, come on up. Come on up. You want to be a producer? You can produce if you want. Come on, produce. Go ahead. You want to produce? Yeah. Oh, you're co-hosting with me. He took the producer seat. Have a seat. Podcast of PS 89. I'm Angelo Scarfone, and I'm here with Cece. We can't hear you. Well, go ahead, say it now. Cece, what's up, Cece? How are you liking the school year so far?
It's kind of hard, but it's interesting because I've met a lot of new people and they're really nice.
Oh yeah, what's making it hard for you?
Probably the work because it's really new. Like I've never heard of any of this stuff before. It's just coming at me like really fast.
Yeah, I wish I could help you. No, I can't. I feel like okay, let me ask you this then. What's your favorite subject?
ELA.
ELA, so is that reading, was that more reading or is that more writing?
I prefer the writing part.
Oh, we have a writer. Okay. What do you like to write? You do creative writing?
Well, we do like short responses and I like doing that because like it's just interesting to reread it and find all the important stuff. Like once you read it a second time, you get to understand the questions more, and I find it a lot more easier than what I have to do in math. And
yeah.
I like writing it because like the way that it's like the way we have to write it, it's
Well, I've been out of school for a little while now. Can you just remind me what short responses means again?
like okay, we have to read we have to read a story, and then we get a question about it, and we have to provide evidence. We have to answer and provide evidence about it and explain it.
It kind of sounds like a DBQ to me. I don't bring back trauma for me. What are your plans for the summer?
I might be going to Dominican Republic.
Woo! Okay. Sorry. I've always wanted to go to the DR. Wow. Will it be your first time going to DR?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I left the United States, so I might.
Have you ever been on an airplane before?
Yes.
Oh, where have you
I
gone?
don't like airplanes.
You don't?
I've been to an airplane to go to South Carolina, Florida, and I've been on an airplane to come back from North Carolina.
Wow. That's probably like, what, 3-hour flight, I feel like? Maybe 2 hours?
Coming back from North Carolina, it's like 30 minutes. Like
Oh, wow.
An hour maybe.
Oh, that's good to know. I went to North Carolina and I filmed a wedding and I drove. And let me tell you guys, I'm never driving that far ever again in my life. All right? But we're going to wrap it up. Cece, thank you for your time. This is another episode of
The
Unknown, Unnamed Podcast of PS 89. I'm Angelo Scarfone. Cece's in the building. We'll catch y'all next week. Let's give it up, guys. All right? Thank you. Can I get 2 more volunteers? Last round. You already went. Come on up. One more.
I'm gonna go in.
Who wants to produce and who wants to co-host? Oh, got it. Boom, boom, boom. It's lit. Podcast, man. All right, so hit the number 2 button real quick so you can see. See how it switches? Perfect. So when I'm talking or if both of us are talking, this is what we call the wide angle. And if she's just talking, you switch it to this angle, close-up angle. All right? Perfect. You ready? All right. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of
The Unknown,
Unnamed podcast of PS89. I'm Angelo Scarfone, and I'm sitting here with
Ima.
Ima? I-M-A?
A-I-M-A.
A-I-M-A. Nice, beautiful name. So, we've been talking about school. We've been talking about summer plans. I want to switch it up. Well, not really. What do you guys usually eat for lunch here? Like, what's the best thing on the menu at the cafeteria? Pizza? Now, see, I feel like there's different types of pizzas. Is it like pizza, like when I was in high school and middle school, we had like circle pizzas. Anybody familiar with the circle pizzas? And then when you take one bite, the whole cheese comes off?
Yes.
And then we had, I'm pretty sure it was Elio's pizza when it was just the square one. What kind of pizza do you have here at PS89?
A cheese pizza. It's like.
But is it like from a pizzeria or is it like microwave?
Microwave.
Ah, I thought it's 2024. We have any? But that's your favorite still.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And you like it plain.
Yeah.
But what do you get to drink with it?
Water.
Oh yeah, you're gonna live a nice long life. Actually, I don't know with the pizza, but water is always the key. When I was in middle school, I always was getting chocolate milk, and it would mess up my stomach, especially when I had gym right afterwards. I don't recommend it. So, do you have any questions for me?
No.
No. Nothing you want to know? You don't want to know anything about Miss Scarfone? Do you play any sports?
Yeah.
Oh, I see you have a Jordan hoodie on. You play basketball?
No.
Oh, wow. You play soccer? Wow. You play for the school? You play travel?
I don't travel, but like I play for the school.
Oh, that's awesome. What position do you play?
I don't even know because I
You just be running around. You're not a goalie, are you? Goalie?
I'm
Goalkeeper?
not a
Okay. Well, when I was in, I played football. Wouldn't say that I'm not good, because obviously I'm not in the NFL or anything. But I definitely played football. I played lacrosse. I tried wrestling until I got slammed on my neck. And I said, no, I'm out. I quit middle of the match. And yeah, that's good for you. I feel like sports is a great way to make friends and build leadership. And I think sports really helps out with your future.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to wrap it up. This is another episode of
The Unknown, Unnamed podcast of PS89.
The Unknown, Unnamed podcast of PS89 with Angelo Scarfone and I'm a man. We'll catch y'all next week. Later. Thank you, guys. Thank you, producer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to head out. Y'all had fun? Y'all learned something today? I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Like I said, man, I'm Angelo Scarfone. I'm Miss Scarfone's older brother. I really appreciate your time. And like I said, man, just dream. It don't hurt to dream, man. I'll see you at the top. Later. Whoa.
Does anyone have any questions at all? Outside of what we just learned, go ahead.
Like the microphone, like how does it work?
So these are Rodecaster microphones. Basically, all it is an XLR cable, and it plugs right into this Rodecaster. The Rodecaster is what records everything. You can control the volume, everything right through here.
Can you also use it for a laptop?
What do you mean?
Like,
Plug your mic into like a.
With these, no. There's certain types of mics you could do that too. With these ones, these are XLR cables. With the microphones that you would need to plug into a laptop, it's called a USB microphone. And with that, you would just plug it right into your microphone. You could use any software in your laptop or computer to use that. And I'm pretty sure that you could buy like an adapter that you could plug the XLR cable in and then plug that into the laptop. But these are different types of mics than that. You would need a USB mic for the laptop.
okay.
Any other questions? That's your hand up? All right. I see you back there. What's up?
Is the question sometimes planned? Like, sometimes? Because, like, I heard there was, like, a script for, like, actors, music, singers and stuff, they have to say and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like I said, there's really no rules to podcasts, and each podcast, it has their own vibe, I guess you could say. sometimes when you do interviews, the celebrities, they don't want to be asked certain questions. So like their publicist or somebody would be like, oh, don't bring up his family or don't say this. But other than that, it's just basically a podcast is just like a conversation. It's really off the whim, I mean. And who knows what direction it could go. And that's the job of the co-host, to make sure it stays on track. Also, when it comes to advertisements, you might hear advertisements during a podcast, and that's scripted as well. It's half scripted, half ad-lib. What companies do, they send a script of what they want you to mention in the podcast about their product, and then they also say like, mention like a personal story about it. Like let's say we're gonna advertise L'Oreal shampoo.
Or your clothing.
Or my clothing, merch. So they say like, mention that it doesn't give you any tangles, it leaves no tears, but also mention the time when you used it and you got compliments. And that's what they would tell you to do, to improvise. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, it's scripted and also freelance. Any other questions? Go ahead.
How do you make money from a podcast?
So it depends from what standpoint you're looking at it from. See, me, I'm a producer. So what I do, I charge the co-hosts for their time and for my editing and doing all this setup and stuff. I do this everywhere. So I charge co-hosts, and also I help build their platform. So with their platform, with their podcast, whether it be their YouTube channel or their Instagram, Facebook page, they build up their following, and I reach out to companies such as, who do I have? I had a home insurance company reach out to me and say, I need help promoting my insurance company. So I have a YouTube channel for a podcast, the Real and Uncomfortable podcast. They have over 13,000 subscribers. So they give a 30-second advertisement saying, hey, if you're looking for home insurance, reach out to ZRM, and here's a link, and here's a website email if you want to reach out to them for perfect home insurance. And we get 1,000 views a week, and that's what they pay for that slot for their promotion.
What do you know now that you wish you had known when you started out that would have helped you be even further along?
Yeah.
I'm asking, for them. Suppose someone has an interest in podcasting.
Yeah.
What small item had you known right back then that you know now that could have helped your career?
I mean, I don't think it's an item that would have helped me. I think it's just me that would have helped me. Don't quit. You know, I was doing podcasts. I started doing podcasts in 2015. And once I see it wasn't really going anywhere fast, I stopped. I wish I didn't stop, because if I kept going with what I do now, I would have been maybe 10 times ahead where I am now. So I say all that to say, don't stop. You know, the spotlight might not be on you, but you gotta keep making plays. The fame and all that might be with you, but keep going because it's gonna come. You gotta stay consistent. People love consistency. And if I stayed consistent and kept going, I would have been way far ahead than I am now.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Just stay true to yourself. Do it for you. Don't do it because I want people to see me. Don't do it because I'm trying to be rich overnight. Do it for you. Do it because you love it, and it's all going to fall into place. Any other questions? Nah? All right, guys. Thank you so much again.
Are you familiar with afros and all? Mostly make connections with other people in the industry.
Wow.
And a lot of information is exchanged then. I'm letting you know about this because reach out.
Oh, it's a whole festival, looks like, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's in Baltimore usually.
Okay.
And podcasts from all over the country. Minorities come there. The whole goal of making connections.
The network, yeah.
Networking, sharing information.
That's good to know.
Technology.
Wow.
You know, they found out my son was doing it, and he's part of that little team of people that do it.
Okay. How old is your son?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 31.
Okay, yeah, same age.
Yeah.
Word.
Right, yeah, he's got the same energy he has.
Yeah, okay.
Y'all that energy, just but
Right.
Yeah, but it's a great avenue. And I'm retiring this year.
Oh, awesome. Congrats.
Co-administrator. She's retired. She wants us to do a podcast when we get out.
Awesome.
And my son's gonna help us with it, but it's the fasting industry. I think it's just now getting its feet. I think very soon we'll see with the way social media is sort of evolving. You're gonna see anybody pick up a microphone almost. The way technology is becoming more
Yeah, it's so easy and accessible.
Yeah, anybody can do it almost now. Just have a few basic skills.
Right.
My son has this. It started off very basic with him with these, but now if I go to his house, his one room is like monitors and microphones. He makes his designs his own microphones too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but it's a great profession. You did a great job here. Thank you so much for coming out for the kids.
No, you're welcome. Awesome.
Scarfone. Now I see it's genetic.
Thanks for coming by, Dr. Jennings.
That's the principal?
He's one of the assistant principals. That's his
Make sure she gets a raise.
Did you start when you took pictures?
Yes, I did.
Alright, send me so I'll put them on the.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
You're like, hey. This is my brother Angelo.
How are you, Angelo? Nice to meet you. All right. Uh-huh.
Yes, the family resembles.
All right.
Cameraman Matt.
Take care. All right, there's no elevators in this school, huh?
No.
Thank you.
They really like that. I'm glad they got to see like professionally what it's
I appreciate it.
Exactly.
Professional.
Thank you guys.
No problem.
Hey, Mr. Scarfone.
Hey.
They're talking to me.
Want me to carry another bag as we go down? We've got 4 flights.
No, I got it. It's the hustle what they don't see, man.
You just sit at home like
Indy, you should have volunteered to be a guest. I mean, a co-host. Like, I'll do it. I would have violated. Man, so tell me why you when you were 7 years old. Tell us about your emo phase.
I'm Miss Scarfone here. They don't know what to do.
Well, I was like, hey, Miss Scarfone. I said, Mrs. Scarfone. I was like, oh, let me not gas it.
We're almost there. If you ever need a job, they'll
Nah, I refuse. Not here.
like for you, they would probably have you like monitor the hallways.
I'm not really a teacher. I'm more of like camp counselor vibes.
That's what we got those positions here. You go outside, pretty research stuff. I love playing. We can do things like this.
Looks something like that, son. Angelo. Yes, sir.
Right, that's why I was like, you don't want a picture like here, like with
In front of the security, so it look like we're in Freedom Riders. All right, thank you again.
Thank you.
Where'd you want to do it at?
I don't know, I really wanted like 89 to back up or something.
Okay.
But if not, it's up to you.
Yeah, maybe the security guard could take a picture and have Max record her take a picture of us.
Or in the auditorium, something right there.
In the auditorium? Like, Can she leave her post?
I'm trying to get like PS 89 like in the back.
She can't leave her post?
Yeah, I can't leave. I don't know if like,
All the maps are covered and everything.
yeah, I was gonna say like, I don't know.
Maybe just right here, yeah.
Get that right there.
Perfect.
Open, yeah, open our door. No, I'm saying this right, this one.
If you could get it.
Okay, I see what you, okay.
That's something.
Hold on. Oh.
Look at it and tell me.
Word. Nope.
What? I like those.
I like the one more. No, it's me. It's me.
Hold on.
You make it hurt worse.
No, it's okay, because I'm like that too. I'm like, no, another one.
Got you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3.
Thank
I
you.
took two.
Appreciate
Check
it.
the last 2.
Yeah, much better. Much
Okay,
better.
copy.
That's the one. That's the one. Thank you so much. Well, that's how we do it. PS 89 in the books. Hope these kids learn something. Keep them off the streets. I mean, all right? Well, you good, bro.